Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel, all about cross stitch, for the most part. Today is Friday, January 24th, 2025. My pronouns are she, her, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. Stick around. If you are a returning viewer, then thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. It's been a couple weeks, per my usual, since I filmed last. We had a huge book release. I am about a quarter of the way through, I think. Loving it, of course. I take the dust jackets off when I'm reading hardcovers. I just don't want those to get mixed up. So I did get the this would be the Amazon edition with the sprayed edges. So Onyx Storm from Rebecca Yarros. This is number 3 in the Empyrean series. Excuse me. Dragon Riders. It's amazing. I'm loving it. It has been hard to put down, but of course I am still stitching. So I have an addiction to stitching as well. That I don't usually go many days at all without stitching. So I'm enjoying the ride, pun intended, I suppose, with the book. So I definitely get into a point where I can just devour a book, but I also definitely enjoy, reading it. And there's a lot of stuff because it's, takes place at a war college. So there's battles going on and, a lot of history involved with, their world. And so it just... I'm not the fastest reader, especially when it comes to fantasy books. So I enjoy taking my time and just, enjoying the world building and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm enjoying it. I got a couple people that I need to follow up with once I do get through it because, yeah, I'm not giving any spoilers by any means, but I hear that the ending apparently is interesting. So I will be following up with friends once I get it read. So yeah, so it's been a couple weeks. It's been an interesting week, but by all means it's been an exhausting week, and it's all because of the news that came every day. It's like, what more craziness is going to come out? And it's, hold my beer, here's more. It's a struggle. And if you are struggling with what's happening in this country, I see you, I feel you, I recognize how troubling it is for you as well, because it is for me. Every day, it's just, and it leaves me exhausting. I try not to consume all of that so much, but, there's just certain things that you can't ignore if you're on social media, and it can be exhausting. So yeah, so I'm definitely speaking my views on things. I'm not gonna hold back if there's something that I have to say. There was a comment, it left me chuckling over the absurdity of someone commenting something, but I am human. And I have thoughts, I have opinions, I have a voice, and I am learning to use that voice. And I don't apologize for that. My whip parade, there was a comment of, I'm here for the stitching. Who cares about your worldviews? And if you don't care, that's fine. There's plenty of Flosstube to watch. I'm not the most vocal of things, but I'm also not just, I know, Julia from Knitty Knits mentioned, I watched their Flosstube last night, and I know it's said before that I'm not as, what is it? I don't remember the word that they used. Stitchy automaton, I think was the word. There's more to me than just stitching, so take it or leave it, I don't care. But I have a voice, and I'm not quieting it just because this is a channel about Flosstube. It's about my life. So, speaking of my life, stitches. Of course, we got a little itchy itch. But if you are new to my channel, this is Stitches. Great timing to introduce her, huh? Stitches. There she is. As you can see, I have an obsession with black cats. I've mentioned before because of having that there. well, this would be why. Her name is Stitches. She is, oh gosh, 8 years old. I've had her since 2018, and she has been the absolute joy to have around. So, yeah, I mentioned that I am a cross stitcher. Obviously, that's what this is for, but reason I'm saying that. Carolyn, this is for you. I fully intended on sharing this in my last video, and Carolyn reminded me of, hey, what's that calendar behind you? This is stitching adjacent. It's not actual cross stitching, but it is the theme of cross stitch. So this is my 2025 calendar. Every day I'm cross stitching, and yes, it is rap lyrics and cross stitch. So, 90s, early 2000s, so I had to have it. So it's not any actual cross stitch patterns, but honestly, the way it looks, I could easily stitch from it. So January's is the song from Nate Dogg and Warren G, Regulators. So Regulators, mount up. So it is printed in tiny X's, pretty borders, but it's rap lyrics. So it's fun. So one that's not going to be seen just because it's next year's and I'll have a next calendar by then. But this was a Missy Elliott song. If you know, you know. I can't say it without trying to rap it. I don't want to because that's, yeah. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. If you grew up with 90s pop, rap, anything, you know. So, yes, I had to have it. It completely cracked me up. Salt and Peppa, and I mean, it's like all songs that I've listened to back in the day. I am definitely more about the rap music now, and I'm glad that this is all, like, here's an Outkast song. I'm definitely more about the rock music nowadays, but it's cross-stitch, it's punny, it's hilarious. I had to have it. So Carolyn, that is my calendar. The one that I had last year, and I was gonna grab it, but because I still have it, it was a Diamond Art Club diamond painting. So fun art with that. So yeah, stitching, shall we talk about that? I fully intended to talk about this particular start last time. Slipped my mind. In fact, I think I was working on like getting the video uploaded when I realized that I fully intended to talk about this. I did have plans, and I did it. Followed through. Stutch4Pride from D's 20 Stitches. So I did not do the 2024, but I decided to jump on to 2025s. This is not an available chart at the moment. It is being dropped monthly, but it is not available for purchase at this time. Keep an eye out, probably June-ish. I know last year D released it, I think it was in month of June for like Pride Month, and also crowdfunding for his top surgery. And so, you know, it's possible it may come out again in the future. We don't know, but as of right now, there's no plans of it. I fully intended to get the notes about this too. This is Ella Gabulus. I knew I was going to try to stumble over that. Symbol of, or a stitch piece in honor of Ella Gabulus. That was a Roman emperor in like 200, like late 190s, early 200s AD. That was a trans-Roman emperor. I should reword that, a trans-Roman empress. Yeah, so I am using Stonehenge from Color and Cotton. Not Color and Cotton, but stitch me. The recommendation was something dark. I did not get the called for, which was a Jessie from Mislaid Pages. I didn't get their fabric, but I did just find something that I had in my stash that was similar. And I did not get the floss pack for that as well, but I pulled from my stash that I think was actually quite fitting from the colors that I've seen, like when D posted their model of it, their stitch piece of it. I would say that I pulled pretty darn well good color. So this is a color in cotton. That's where I was getting coloring cotton from. In Celestine? I don't know. So beautiful blue, white. It, you know, it looks like it's like a sky blue at that point, but the way it stitches up is, it definitely gets some variegation through it. And I like it. So that is my Stitch4Pride 2025. More to come each month. I definitely hope to stick with that each month. You know, I put this down to realize, and I have a finish. I planned on getting this shipped out, and that didn't happen. So, Danielle, I promise I will get this shipped out to you. This is Night Before Christmas. Finally said it right. Every time I want to talk about it, it seems like I was calling it Nightmare Before Christmas. Night Before Christmas. This is a Carolyn Manning. I did this as a round robin with Michelle, Danielle, and Megan. So, I did bottom quarter. This is a 14 count To Live and Die LA fabric. I don't have a color name noted. I did look in my notes to see if I knew what color shade it was. I don't have it noted. So, but this was such a fun piece to stitch. Glad it's done. Danielle, I promise it will get shipped out to you. I still have my started up project, kitted up project, whatever we were talking about. I still need to do some figuring with that, like we talked about, so it'll be coming. Need my iPad for this. So Laura from Stitching by the Shore is doing another ATC swap, so artist trading card swap. You know what? I don't actually have a cover photo, so I'm just gonna flash this. It was in a UK magazine, I know that much. I completely forgot to keep the magazine out to show what it is. So we're just gonna flash the picture of the pattern. You won't be able to stitch from it. But it is, so the theme is where you're from. And so basically come up with something that, you know, is a kind of a symbol of something of, you know, where you're from. I wanted to go more fine-tuned than just something representing US. Obviously there's lots of, you know, patriotic stuff out there, but I wanted to get something a little more Michigan specific. And I know a town up north, a couple hours north of me. It's called Traverse City. They are known for having cherries. They have a cherry festival every year, and you know, I see things that call, or you know, like jams and such that are sold that talks about, you know, having Traverse City cherries. So I found something with cherries in it. So like I said, I'm just gonna flash it from here. I found an alphabet that has cherries in it. So, you know, it's all 26 letters of the alphabet, that I decided to go with the one for M for Michigan. And I did chart out just using a basic backstitch font that I will you know, stitch in Michigan so that it kind of represents a little more. So I did get this started last night. So this is just this the right side of the M. So a little bit of that checkerboard, not a whole lot to look at the moment, but we'll get there. So these are going to have to be shipped out by the time I do my next filming, so it will be pictures of the finished pieces, but I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with it. It may be kind of a basic finish, but I've got all kinds of scrapbook paper and such that I'll do something theme like I always do. So scrap beta. The other one that I'm planning on doing as well, this was in a just cross stitch, I think. I want to say it was maybe in like an ornament edition. Something popped into my mind. I think I might have seen another pattern or something that made me think of, and this is not the pattern, but it's what the final piece charted would look like. Robin is the state bird, and so I found a pattern of a robin. So I am going to do just the robin. The snowflake will be way too big for a trading card size, so I'm going to do just the bird itself and then do something. Stickers or, you know, scrapbook paper and such to finish it. Still need that. So I haven't started the Robin yet, but I did get the flosses pulled for that last night. So I have to get those shipped out. I think February 3rd or something is our ship date. So those will have to be shipped before I film again. So I'll show what we do though. Looking forward to seeing what people come up with, you know, on that theme. Speaking of trading cards, I did get one in the mail this week. Little bit, somebody ended up being behind. This was from the autumn theme. This one was hosted from Heather. Link is my homeboy. The account for that is Stutch4Pride and ATC, underscores between all of those. Cute little card. So this was, excuse me, right. This was from an autumn theme, and we got this adorable little bird, crow, raven, something, on a pumpkin. The details on the back is that it was a what the card is it? I think it's a frosted pumpkin. So thank you to April for that fun little stitch. I love it. Love the paper that it's behind, and I love the with the border and, you know, fringe edges. It's so cute. I love it. So thank you, April, for getting that out to me. Okay. On to my whips. I just got a few that I can share. I can say that I am so close to getting my model done for Michelle from Bendy Stitches. That should be done. I'll probably end up finishing it maybe this weekend, early next week. She's on a cruise right now. We're getting ready to get on a boat. So I know I've got a little bit of time anyways, before she ends up getting back, but so excited to be able to show that model. I did confirm that she's cool with, before I get it shipped back to her, I will film just a Flosstube extra to be able to go through the details of it, and once I know I get the clear to be able to share it, keep an eye out on my channel. I'll post another video of it specifically because this thing is so good, and I am so hoping people love it as much as I do, because it's Michelle's style. It is perfectly macabre, and I just love it. So my whip, or first whip I'll share, is Meditation, artwork by Elizabeth Welker, charted by Hayden. This was my New Year, New Start. I think I've worked on this a couple days on lunch before I got Fourth Wing, so probably last week. And we are still just up in that corner. I don't even know how many stitches I got done. A couple hundred maybe. I didn't have much of a start the last time you saw it, and I don't know. This week I've been working on getting all of the floss put onto bobbins and getting all of that organized and everything. So it's definitely been calling to me to get stitching on it. So definitely enjoying getting stitching on that. Like I said, I have no clue in terms of how much stitching is on it, or done on it. Not a whole lot. But I can't wait to get into it, because seeing those colors as I was, you know, working on bobbinating everything, oh man, it's so good. Cannot wait to get through more. Alrighty, my next piece. This one is definitely seeing more progress, all thanks to Kim from Kim Hollenbeck. Is that just her channel name, I think? No, Spartan Stitcher on Instagram. She's the one of the main mod admins of Full Coverage Fanatics. She has talked about doing a challenge for Stitches So Beautiful, and I looked into the challenge that she was talking about and decided to jump on it. So this piece has gotten more progress this month than I ever anticipated when I was talking about, you know, thinking of plans of what I wanted to do today or this month. This is Black Cat Stained Glass number 3. Artwork, I think, is like Ivy Cottage or Ivy Cottage House, something to that effect. It's on Stitches So Beautiful. I can't tell you how amazing it is that I am so close to getting another page finish, because Stitches So Beautiful's pages are so much smaller than a Heaven and Earth's. Here we are. So I've been working on page 3, and that ends somewhere around here, so I've got some less fill-in to do, but really, in fact, it ends even a lot higher than where I've gone down to. So I've got some like ninja stitches to fill in here, and then mainly this 939 background. So it's looking so good though. I love the details that you're getting into the ear, because there's a lot of blue stripes through the ear. So yeah, this one's looking so fun. Just a little bit of haul to show, because I've been using it. Got this really pretty grime guard, but I don't know if I need to throw it in the washer or just deal with it and keep using it, but nowhere in the listing did it say anything about being sparkly fabric. I don't know why anyone would use sparkly fabric to make a grime guard, but I feel like I've been getting glitter everywhere. So I love the grime guard. I really often use them to keep the fabric out of the way while, you know, rolled up and everything. This one I actually still have just hanging down, but definitely enjoying using grime guards more, and so I needed a new one. But I'm actually not seeing any glitter on my hands today, so maybe I'm getting it to a point where I'll work it. But it was definitely quite a shock to be using this grime guard that I'm getting glitter everywhere. So that is my stained glass. I will be working on that again this week. The challenge for Stitch is So Beautiful ends next Wednesday. Last check-in, I believe. And so getting stitching in for the month, and I will get a chart for free that is so pretty. Not for, yeah, it's a gift chart. Next piece. This one's supposed to be my focus for the year, and I don't really feel like I've stitched on it a whole lot. Another Elizabeth Welker. This is Mini Sea Opal. I am stitching this for my mom. I say it all the time, but she is aware of it. These are her signature colors. And there we go. I am still not, and this is why I feel like, I don't know, last night I was looking at this and I'm just like, I feel like this page is taking me forever. But when you think of, compare the size of the charted pages, this one's taking me forever. It doesn't help that it's showing up really well right now, but stitching it is, some of these shades are actually really light. So when I'm using my Light here, those stitches are really pale. So I'm in a really lighter section, and so this page has taken me a little longer than, definitely longer than Stitch is So Beautiful. 35-ish%, somewhere right around in there for the total piece. Like I said, this is my focus and a finish for the year. So since you saw it last, I mean, I'm really just plugging away. Yeah, kind of middle of the page. And like I said, this is not to the bottom of the page yet. I think, I don't know, 8 or 10 stitches, rows below where I'm at here, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. I didn't say it, but all 3 of my full coverage pieces, no, not all 3. Meditation is on 18 count, and then the stained glass and this are on 16 count, white Ada, 2 strands, full cross. So that is all of the actual stitching projects to share. So back to the haul, so I can mention the shop here. So where I got the grime guard from, and then the next, or the needle minder I'm going to show, is Stitchin' Sisters Crafts and Notions on Etsy. So Stitchin' Sisters Craft Etsy. So what really drew me in, I was looking for a needle, or that grime guard. Grime guards can't travel alone, at least not, you know, had to find something else to go along with it. They had a listing for a personalized needle minder. It stitches. Yeah, That's a picture. In fact, she's sitting on top of this little thing. It's on her, you know, the cat tree tower thingy. Just a picture that I took randomly one day that she was sitting there, and I decided to get it turned into a needle minder. I have to say though, I don't know if it's the magnets, because my needle, okay, so Gina's Unique Needle Minders is my absolute go-to for needle minders. You see me share theirs quite often. The magnets are small, but they're strong. So I don't know if it's a magnet thing. I will just put this out there. I don't know if it's the style magnet that they used, or if it's the shape of the tile. You can tell it's kind of 3D there. I don't think this is going to make a good needle minder specifically. Maybe if I make sure to keep the needle on the back. I definitely plan on using it at the very least. See, it fell and it already, I dropped it and it came off the thing. At the very least, I do still do some things on paper patterns. So I do use the magnetic boards that at the very least, stitches may have to chill out with me on, you know, decoration, because as excited I was about this, and I don't want to criticize the shop. It is not, maybe it described it, I don't know. Maybe I'm just picky about my needle minders. I did have it on a project for a little bit, and honestly, it did feel like how easily I could catch it on something, just moving projects around, how easily it could fall off. The magnet didn't, or the needle itself didn't seem to want to stay, at least on this side. So I do plan on still using it, adding it to my project so I can have my little stitches with me. But honestly, I don't know that I'm necessarily going to use it for its intended purpose. So they did have a good selection. This company did have a good selection of other needle minders. I may check them out again to see if they have other styles, maybe something. It's a little on the heavier side too, so it really honestly could be just what I'm used to using in terms of, you know, the style, plastic, lighter, smaller, different magnet. I don't know. So I really don't want to come across as criticizing. I got it in a timely manner. I had to specifically message them with the picture I wanted to use. They cropped it to make it work for their purposes, sent it back to me, said, hey, is this okay? Yep, perfect. I was good with it. Shipping didn't take much time at all. Like I said, I do like the Graham Guard. I'm just not happy with glittery fabric. So I'll be checking the shop out again. I don't want to sound like I'm coming down on them at all, but word of warning, this personalized needle minder may not be the best in terms of keeping a needle safe. All I wanted to say. In terms of last little bit of haul, we needed needles. I don't know why I kept these out to show. I do like Bowen is the brand. Size 26 are my go-tos. They definitely just feel the best, most comfortable in my hands. So I got this from Sassy2Stitch on Etsy. So it was Sassy, the number 2 Stitch. I noticed on the mailing envelope that they actually came from Asheville, North Carolina. So they came very quickly. So hopefully that means that the company owner has been able to recover from the awful flooding that took place. So yeah, check them out. Sassy2Stitch on Etsy. Love those needles. So it was like 15 bucks plus a few bucks for shipping for 50 needles. And so definitely well worth the order. Last little bit is Patreon. I am a Patreon member of Deanna from Darling and Whimsy. It's listed under Darling and Whimsy, but she does the Quirky Quakers. So I think this was supposed to be, from Christmas time, but obviously Canada went through the strike. So, but isn't he adorable? Love that. And then we got a adorable little zipper pull scissor fob something of that nature. Look at that little snowman. So cute. And one of her, speaking of one of her quirky Quakers, we got the polar bear. I love how holographic it is. And we got the turkey. So thank you to Deanna for those. I did end up placing an order, but just haven't gotten them yet. She was doing a bit of a pop-up sale, selling more of these, so I got a cat pack, I think. Maybe I got something else. We'll see whenever they come in. So, alrighty, half hour, not too bad. I don't have any specific plans besides finishing that model. Look around and see if there was anything else that I missed. I have a crafty day with my mom and my friend Crystal tomorrow. My sister was supposed to be joining us, but she's getting a new kitchen, so she's at home dealing with construction in her home, so that's fun. Cannot wait to see that when it's done. I don't know, just make it easy. I may end up just taking some diamond painting to sit and hang out with those gals, but otherwise I don't have any plans specifically for stitching. I do have the, I think I showed it last time, Tiny Modernist monthly sal. It's gemstones and flowers, birthstones and flowers, that I would like to get started. I pulled fabric. That's as far as I got. Like I said, I've got 2 ATCs that I plan on getting stitched up and sent out. I have another ATC, but that's not going to be due until the end of February, and that theme is Once Upon a Time. So, definitely feeling the full coverage stitching. Julia from Knitney Knits mentioned that they want to be focusing more on their full coverage stitching this year, and I agree. You may not necessarily see it from some of the stitching that I've done, but so not only for Full Coverage Fanatics has, you know, all kinds of monthly, yearly challenges, so I focus on a finish for Sea Opal. But then there's also a 25 in 25 challenge, so it could be 25 page finishes, it could be 25 colors if you're one to do extreme cross country, stitch on 25, like 25 whatever you want in the year of 2025. So I am kind of trying for 25 page finishes for 2025. Last year I zipped out 24 page finishes in no time, it seems. Much of the, like, yeah, like I was sitting at like 21 or 22 page finishes for much of the, you know, end of the year, it seems. But so it kind of came down to end of the year that I actually hit that challenge. Might have gotten a couple more, I don't remember now. Anyways, I'm not too worried. I don't see how I would have an issue getting 25 page finishes. I'm already at 2. Stitch is so beautiful. And then Carolyn Manning. I never even counted these, counted it last year, but I technically had 2 page finishes out of this. So I'm counting 1 for this year, just from what I finished it this year. But hey, this is a full coverage project. I'm counting it. My challenge. I can do that. Yeah, that's about it. We're gonna get back to work here in the next little bit. Wrap up the last few hours. I got stitching to do. I got some dragon reading to do. Onyx Storm. I know Laura is waiting to hear from me. I got a ways to go though, but we will get there. Laura, I promise I will be reaching out to you, especially when I get to the ending that seems to have taken everyone by surprise. Shouldn't be any kind of surprise. I mean, I feel like the last 2 books in the series have ended on really big cliffhangers, so shouldn't be surprised that this one is doing the same. It's a 5-book series, and this is book number 3. So, right on par for what Rebecca Your House does. So, I guess that's about it. Stitching, Flosstube. That's about it. So, we're gonna wrap up this last little bit of the workday, get back to stitching, and hopefully be able to enjoy a good stitchy weekend one way or another. So I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're staying warm. I know the south got some insane snow. My sister has some friends in Louisiana, because you know where she's been stationed working and such, that she's been in touch with her friends that have gotten a lot of snow. I saw a video online the other day of someone walking down Bourbon Street with way more snow than I ever anticipated they would get. So if you are in the south and you are seeing snow, I hope you're using this as a really good time to stay home and stitch. I know people are not in the south are not used to driving in snow, so stay safe, stay home and stitch. What else do you need to do when it's cold and snowy outside? It's what I like to do. So stay warm if you are in the northern hemisphere. If you happen to be in the southern hemisphere, I hope you are staying cool in your weather this time of year. And keep stitching. Stitch what brings you joy. We'll see you again soon.